future coders, welcome back to the channel. I hope you all are doing great. So this is Chetan Kumar from I Learn Academy. Let's learn to learn and learn to earn. So we were discussing about BCA second semester data structure lab manual as per SEP syllabus. Dear students, today we are learning about program number 8, and that program is related to Tower of Hanoi problem. So before navigating to the actual program, you have to know about the Tower of Hanoi concept. So let us discuss about that. So this is the actual mechanism of Tower of Hanoi problem. Basically, this is the game kind of problem where we have 1, 2, 3 rods or else pillars. Along with that, 1, 2, 3 plates or else disc. We can also call it as. By having these and all the objects, including the environment, our intention is to swap from source A rod to C as a destination rod by using one of the temporary or else auxiliary rod, that is B. Okay, so for that kind of achievement we need to follow some conditions or else rules and regulations which is to be applied. Rule number 1 is at a same time, okay, we can't carry more than one disk at a time. Okay, number 2, okay, no any kind of larger disk is need to be placed on the top of smaller disk. Okay, by following this and all the condition, we need to achieve the source to a destination format. Okay, for this as a problem, as a goal, we need to write a program. So let us navigate to the actual program. Yes, students, this is our actual program. As I said earlier, always while you are writing a C program, you need to start from including your required standard library. So according to this program, we are trying to include stdio.h, okay, so that we can use a printf and scans. But during the execution, it will start from a main function. So we need to navigate to that part. So this is our main gateway of the program for the compiler. So within the block, what we are doing? So we are declaring our required variable, and that variable is our m, which is of type integer. Followed by, we are writing one of the acknowledgement statement for just to convey the user what they have to do after the encounter of the console. So here we are printing enter the number of disk. To start our solving a problem, we need to specify the number of disk, and that will be stored in the n-named variable, and for that value the address will be specified by this ampersand symbol, that is the address of operator. And what type of format specifier we are using? Percentage D. That will be dependent upon the type of variable we will declare. So we are enclosing within the scanf to accept the input from the user. Followed by, we are just following one of the acknowledgement statement, again, that is to decide the sequence of moves on. Okay, the sequence means the order of movement or else swapping has to be done to reach our goal. Okay, so what is our goal? Just to swap the disks available within the source to a destination by using one of the auxiliary rod, and that moves will be dependent upon this method call. Within that method call, how many number of parameters we are using? 1, 2, 3, 4. Here n, as we know already, that holds the number of disks which we are working on. And as we have already discussed, A represents the source, C represents the destination, and B represents our auxiliary rod. That is a temporary pillar, poles, or else rod. So, after this kind of method call, your control handler or as pointer will move towards the actual declaration of the method. So we have to move to that part. So this is our actual declaration by having those kind of parameter, that is formal type of parameter. Okay, so int type of n, character type of source, again the character type of auxiliary, and character type of destination. That's what A, B, and C. And within the block, just to perform the swapping operation, we have a two scenario. The first scenario is if the number of disk itself only one, that is the first case. And the second case, if the disks are more than one, we are following in the method, in the strategy of recursion. Okay, on that method we have to solve the given problem. So what is the concept of recursion? So recursion is nothing but calling the same function again and again, so that we can have the number of iterations just by calling itself. For that concept we call it as recursion. By following that, we can specify the case number 2 whenever we are having more than one disk. Okay, so we will discuss in the deeper format. Before that, we have to know the case of 1. If the number of disks equals to 1, at that time just we can swap directly from source to a destination, because there is no any other disk available to indirect swapping method. So that what we can do, we can swap directly. For that we need to acknowledge first by using a printf statement. How we can format the output? Move disk 1 from, okay, percentage C to a percentage C. It means what? The percentage C will be substituted with the value of a source, that is A rod. 2, the second percentage C will accept the actual value of the destination. It means what we are doing? We are just swapping directly from source to a destination. And followed by that line, okay, what we can do? After solving that mechanism, if the disk number itself only 1, it's time to return onto the console with the output. Now let us move on to case number 2. So according to the case 2, by following the strategy of recursion, whenever we are having more than one disk, okay, we will start swapping in all the way. Okay, first we will try to swap from a source to a auxiliary, that is case number 1 of swapping. Case number 2 of swapping is auxiliary to a destination. Okay, and the third occasion is source to a destination. Okay, that is how we will swap, okay, in all the way. By following this and all the mechanism, at the last we want every disk has to be arranged in the same manner according to the source as the final result. Okay, for that we need to call, okay, the same. After we call, again that pointer will come towards this actual declaration. Within that, it is accepting the several parameter. The first parameter is n minus 1, source, destination, and auxiliary. Here n minus 1 refers to topmost disk, because only we can lift, only we can carry the topmost disk within the single instance, okay, by following the same conditions. And what is that conditions? On the top of a smaller disk, you are not supposed to place a bigger disk. Okay, here we are lifting n minus 1, that is topmost disk, and we are swapping from source to a auxiliary. This is the first case. And next case, moving a disk numbers, based on that you are carrying from percentage C to a again percentage C. Here we are deciding that n number of disk should be swapped based on the source to a destination directly. Okay, the first case was source to a auxiliary. The second case is a source to a destination, and the remaining, the third case is again we are lifting the same, the topmost positioned disk from auxiliary to a destination. Okay, by following this all the way, we will have the finalized output with that values, or else order of swapping we can return onto the console with the output. So dear students, this is our output. And as what we are starting our acknowledgement by enter the number of disk, okay, and I am giving the value number 3. Okay, by having the 3 disk, I want to perform Tower of Hanoi problem. Okay, so that as a output I can get the order of swapping to get the swapped result, the swapped outcome. So these are the order of execution we have to do. So move disk 1 from A to C, that is the source to a destination. And again the disk number 2, okay, we have to move from A to B. Here B means auxiliary. And third part, again move 1 from C to D, that is a destination to a auxiliary. Again the next, source to a destination, auxiliary to a source, auxiliary to a destination, and at the last source to a destination. By following this, we can track the result, and that result based on permutation and combination. Okay, let us try to track the output. So students, your output will be decided based on this kind of mechanism. And this mechanism is based on number of permutations and combinations. So that will be based on what? Permute, rotate. Okay, rotation of a disk in every format. Okay, if the disk is equal to 3, that will be depended upon 3 factorial. Okay, what is the value of 3 factorial? 3 into 2 into 1, that is 6. Okay, 6 ways we can arrange the disk. Okay, so that we can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this middle one, since we are taking directly A to C kind of permutation, is already repeated. So we can have unique 6-way of arrangement. Okay, like this, by following a permutation and a combination, we can decide the arrangements, and that arrangements will be followed by A, B, C, by having 3 number of disk. Okay, beyond that ABC I can rotate, I can permute as ACB, second one, BAC, third one. And again, if we consider ACB, the other two perspectives are ABC and CAB. And if we take the bottom, BAC, the other two perspectives are BCA, second one, ABC, third one. Okay, here A means source, C means destination, and the last B means the auxiliary. If we follow the same step, okay, we can have the output like the following screen. I hope you all have understood the concept. If you find this topic interesting, do like, share, and if you have any queries, comment me below. Thank you.